This video is going to be about grinders and sanding and my opinion on it. Now, where do I start? Where do I end? So this is, let's go with this one here. This is a Craftsman. You can buy it on Amazon. It's a grinder. So it's plugged in. There you go. This is all to do for chainsaw carving. Now, I'm going to be completely honest in this video, and some of you might not like the way I speak, but if you're going to do chainsaw carving, here comes one of those moments. I don't think you should be a pussy. Chainsaw carving is a dangerous, can be very dangerous form of art. All your tools are power tools, unless you want to use your gouges and stuff like that, or little carving knives. Chainsaws will cut your arm off. They'll cut your legs off. Might be a little bit tough when you're going to the bones, but it will do it. Now these are grinders. This one is, what's this one? This one's a Black & Decker. This one's a Craftsman. This one's a cheap one from Walmart. And this one's a Bostitch. Now you'll notice my grinders don't have handles on them. Before we talk about these ones, let's talk about this one. This one has the Kutzall shaping disc on it. Now I had another disc here somewhere. Now where did I put it? Stand by. This is your Kutzall shaping disc. It's metal or titanium or whatever they want to freaking call it. Now this is the silver one that's not that aggressive. Now if you look at this one's way more spiky and way more aggressive than the silver one. They come in different sizes and shapes and stuff. Some are flatter. Now, I got my handle on this grinder because this is a friggin' aggressive tool to use. This is, I don't care, I'm a Kutzall affiliate, but I will say this can be a dangerous tool to use. Okay? This will kick back like no tomorrow, meaning it will, when this is spinning, it will get stuck in the wood and all of a sudden, ping! It will kick back. I had one get caught in a sweater before, tore my sweater up. Thank God it wasn't my skin. Now, I'm going to suggest when you use these discs, I've used grinders my whole life. I worked in a steel shop for 10 years. I used the big grinders with cutting discs on them, just like grinding discs. This is a cutting disc, but I use the big grinding discs, grinding welds when the welders did shitty welds. Yeah, I was a laborer till I moved up in the ranks. So I got lots of experience using grinders, and I know my shit here. Very dangerous. So when you have this Kutzall disc on here, or I don't know if Sabertooth makes them, I think they do, keep your guard on. These grinders come with guards. Keep it on, keep the handle on so you can hold it. This is the holy fuck handle. Hold it and use it good. Now let me go see. Stand by here. Yes, it's rainy. This video might be loud. You might hear the raindrops in the tent. But what you can use for this, if you don't have much experience, I suggest keep the handle on it, keep your guard on it. As you can, here's your plug-in for it. You can buy a speed control for like $10 to $20 on Amazon. I'll leave a link below. Plug it into the speed control, then you can plug it into your extension cord or plug it into the wall. And you can use the speed control to turn your grinder faster or slower. I suggest for somebody that doesn't have very much experience, buy the speed control, plug it in, and adjust the speed with the speed control. Okay? But these are meant to spin fast. So that's out of the way. Yes, guard. Yes, handle. This one just has a cutting disc on it for cutting steel, no sense showing that. Now this one is for chainsaw carving or sanding wood. Now, this is the point of this video. Like I said, if you're going to get into chainsaw, and I'm speaking just for chainsaw carving, okay? If you're going to get into chainsaw carving, it's a dangerous job, and you shouldn't be a pussy if you want to do it. Always good to be careful and be safe, but you got to sometimes step out of the boundaries. I've carved with Ryan Cook, one of the world's most famous chainsaw carvers, lots. I've carved with Benjamin, Ryan Cook's friend, my friend. I haven't carved with Tyler yet. I've carved with Uncle Kevin. He's a professional chainsaw carver too. Now, no chainsaw carvers that I know personally, and this is all my opinion, keep their fucking little bitch handles on their grinders or have the bitch guard on this sandpaper when you're using the sandpaper. Okay? Let's just push these off to the side. I think that says enough experience right there. Or you got this box. Or you got this box. I got another 10 more boxes. Not 10, maybe 3 more. So, this is a flap sanding disc. Well, not flap, it's just a sanding disc, okay? When you buy this disc, so here's your, this is 36 grit. What is this? No, this is 24 grit, okay? It's a sanding disc. When you buy this sanding disc, needs to have a backing pad, a rubber backing pad. This is a Walther one. These ones are good. They come in all different shapes and sizes, but you got to make sure that it's going to fit your Dremel. Okay, so I don't suggest buying one from Canadian Tire. Go to buy this Walther one off Amazon. Just look for the orange one. It will come with this too. You have to have this one. Then boom, that sits in there like that. Right? So you got your sanding disc. You got your backer. You got this. Put this through there. Then you put it on your grinder. Now Ryan Cook, again, one of the world's most famous chainsaw carvers and my friend, uses, I think he uses the 4-inch ones. Let's see here. I'm trying to find one of the size ones. This is the size of one that Ryan uses. This one here. See how it's smaller? So you have to get the smaller backing pad or get a bigger one and cut the edge, because you can see this, the edge sticks there. I think Ryan says he uses the 3-inch ones, but this one here is a 4-inch one, and this bigger one is a 4 1/4. I think Ryan said he uses the 3-inch ones. The smaller ones, you get more control, less sanding area, but you get more control. So if you guys want to get stuff like this, buy this on Amazon. It's the kit. The backing pad will come with this. Put it on there. That's how it comes, like that. All right. It's best to buy them when they're a kit together. Now, these have holes. See these things here? They have holes in them. And they come with little bitch, I call them bitch wrenches. And I'm not calling people that have to use them bitches, but let me see if I can find one. Okay, well, I'm not calling myself a bitch, but I got 3 of them. So this, see the little nubs on there? There's holes here. To do your thing up and undo it, this should fit in the holes like that. See, it fits. Boom, you do it up and you undo it. Okay. Sometimes these holes are plugged up and you can't get your little bitch things in there. So this is how I did it. If I couldn't manually take the disc off, I'm going to show you in a minute. Manually take the disc off with my hands, I would do this. I would get this wrench. I would put it on the side here. See how that clicks in like that? Then you can do it like that. You don't need to have both these holes lining up. Just find one hole, put it on the side, then twist it. Or sometimes you can't, that won't even work. You have to get a screwdriver, like a flathead screwdriver. You have to get a screwdriver, mount your grinder between your legs, put the screwdriver in there, and then hit it with a hammer and bang it loose. All right. So that's that. Make sure you, when you get the kit, I don't suggest the Canadian Tire one. It doesn't fit. I went through this with somebody, and I suggested him to get the Walther one, and he got it, and he loves it. Okay, that's that. Now this is how I don't use those wrenches for this shit. You got a locking button here, right? You lock it. It's locked. Let's see here. See? I just spin it with my hand. Even these Kutzall discs, that's how I do it. I just spin it with my hand. Now Ryan Cook, once again, he's got videos on these. So here's another Walther one right here. Your grinder will come with your grinder, when you buy a grinder, it will come with a normal one, right? And a bottom one. Sometimes they lock in different ways. Sometimes they screw on. I just miss and match shit, and I just make sure it works. So this one screws on. Sometimes they don't screw on. Like, for example, this one doesn't have threads. It has a square drive down here below the threads. This has a square thing in here. This just slides on and it fits, right? Then you put this on. Now Ryan, and I do it too because Ryan suggested it, Ryan has old pads underneath his good pad. He says it just works better for him. So I just copy what Ryan did there. So you put that in there. You lock it. Okay, so I understand some ladies curving or people aren't that strong and they have to use the key. I get that, but let's see this one here. Where's the locking pin? Right here on the top. So it's locked. It's up against my fat belly, right? It's leaning against my belly. It's locked. Look how easy that spins off. Now what pad do I have on here? Well, it's not the Walther one, but it's one that pad. So this is, see, it's too big for my 4-inch, but you can just cut around the edge here. All right. So I might as well put a new disc, put the old disc underneath the new disc, and put this on. Lock it and spin it on. It's not that, well, this is just too big, the back one, so we'll just go with one. Now it's not that difficult. So when you turn this on and it spins, it will automatically tighten this. I know this is unsafe what I'm going to say. Take the guard off your grinder. Take the handle off your grinder. You keep the handle if you want to do some flat. But I'm telling you, if you're going to grind some chainsaw carvings and you want to get in there and stuff like that, you're not going to be able to have your handle on. It's gonna get in your way. Your grind, if you have the guard on, right, it's gonna make it so you can only pretend. Okay, so pretend this cardboard box is a piece of wood. It's gonna make it so you can only grind like that. If you take the guard off, you can grind completely flat, sand it flat. Take the chance, take the guard off. It will be beneficial for you. Now, yeah, if this is spinning and it hits your hand or hits your face, it's gonna cauterize it, and it's gonna leave a little mark. Okay, I've been hit lots. My hands, my whole body's cut up. But your reaction time will be so fast. When this hits you, it's gonna be gone before it can leave real big damage. Now, some people might get mad at me because I'm suggesting you take the guard off and you take the handle off and you hold it with one hand. I'm not going to give a carving demonstration. I hold it with one hand. Sometimes I'll hold it with two hands. But this is a one-hand tool. That's why I said, if you want to get into chainsaw carving, you got to understand it's dangerous and it can hurt you. You can also get discs like this. This is a flap sanding disc. I think Stephen Kanzori uses discs like this. Now, when you get a disc like this, I don't know what grit this is. I got a whole shit. I got so much shit. Here's another Kutzall shaping disc. It's more flat. This is for steel. It's like kind of rubber stuff on here. I don't know. But when you get a disc like this, you don't need to buy the backing pad. You just use the nuts and bolts that come with the grinder. So like I said, I don't know what all these nuts and bolts and stuff. I don't know which one goes for which. But this one fits good on the back there. So you put this on there. Then you get one that you think will work. Now it's got a lip there, but there's lots of dent inside here, right? It's dented inside there. This is your sanding pad right here. So it doesn't matter if you can spin this way and put it on, or you can spin it that way and put it on. So, but with this one, it doesn't matter how you put it on, right? Put it on there. Lock it up, tighten it up, boom. It's not plugged in, but you're good to go. This is the way to go, in my opinion. Some people like to use these. Now, when you use this, like I said, I'm not going to do a carving demonstration. When you start to use this type of sanding disc, it's 24 grit. This is a brand new one. When you start to use this edge is sharp. It's cloth. But it's sandpaper. The back's cloth. This edge is sharp. You'll get little dents. Now, the older that these discs get, the softer the edge gets, so you won't get those little dents in the wood. And I said to Ryan when I first time met him, I said, Ryan, I'm always getting little dents in the wood from this edge. He goes, yeah, just practice makes perfect. And the more that you use it, the less you'll get those dents. So, because when you carve a little dent into the wood, it takes time. Then you got to sand it out. Then you got to smooth it out, make it look like it wasn't sanded out. Like undercuts, like my Dremel videos where I talk about you do an undercut, then you got to sand the undercut line away. Same thing with this. So my suggestion when you're using this, get rid of the guard. The guard's for bitches. All right? Get rid of the handle. You can use it with 2 hands. Yes, you can. You're not a bitch if you have to use 2 hands. I don't know what else I can say. Oh, also this, I picked this up on Amazon. So sometimes when you're sanding, which one was the one that was plugged in? Sometimes when you're sanding wet wood, these, sometimes you have to sand wet wood. That's the bottom line. Let me get this off of here. Actually, that doesn't need to come off. Sometimes you sand wet wood. And when you're sanding the wet wood, these discs plug up. Now, I don't care what anybody says. If I go to a hardware store, like a woodworking store or something, they don't have these for woodworking, I'll go look in the metalworking station. If I got to buy metalworking discs, I'd buy metalworking discs. 24 grit, 36 grit, 52 grit, whatever you want. This one's 60 grit, and it's still pretty fine. So I think when you're trying to remove a lot of wood for sanding, get the more rougher ones. Now, what was I saying? What was my point? Oh yeah, this, you run your drum, when your disc's plugged up, rub your Dremel. It should clean it up. Just, what's this called? This is the PowerTech Abrasive Cleaning Stick. So, I don't know what else I can say. I got tons of shit. And I'm not calling anybody a bitch. Well, I kind of am. This is my opinion. It's how I do it. Seems to work good for me. I haven't been to the hospital for this yet. Knock on wood. But get rid of the garter. It's going to be a pain in the friggin' ass for you. Buy yourself one of those speed controls that plug in like I showed you. I'll leave a link to it below. I'm not trying to sell you guys shit. I don't care. But I'll leave a link to this Walther pad for you too. because this is standard and it will fit most grinders. Don't buy the black one from Canadian Tire. It doesn't fit. Also, you can get stuff like this. This is a sanding pad. This is for smaller one, but you get the hook and loop. This is Velcro, right? You get this. You get this, and then you can, but this won't screw onto this one. These threads are too small. But you get this, and you can screw the sanding pad on there too. And then you won't get the big sharp cuts by the edges. This just screws onto your grinder as well. So I got a couple of them. I got tons of shit. Anyways, it's a dangerous job. Be safe. Don't get rid of the guard if you don't want to. But don't be a bitch and get rid of the guard.